Alright, okay. Please, welcome to the stage. He's absolutely adorable, ladies and gentlemen, it's Ben Bridgeman!
Thank you. That's how we all want to be described, isn't it? As adorable. There you go. Oh, sort of ruins my first joke as well. Sort of comment like, look at the hair. Wonder if you're thinking he is either. No. I just took my sweater off. I was like, should I wear the sweater? Should I not wear the sweater? Should I covered up the disgustingly hairy arms? It's not. It's a terrible look. I actually sometimes trim them. I haven't trimmed them for. Oh my god! Like. Caesar. Okay, noble like Caesar. Profile? I've got the aquiline nose as well. I don't. Not a Roman face at all.
Not that
on me.
monkey.
There you go. Andy Serkis plays that, isn't it? It's amazing. That last Planet of the Apes movie is a really good movie. A lot of pathos. Right. So.
Try and concentrate.
Okay. Well, I know what I want to do, but we've gone off the boil. I was going to say, sort of, looking at the hair, whether you might think about me, he is either fucking hard or possibly no one's thinking he's fucking hard because we've all heard me speak now, so it doesn't work. So we know that I'm not hard. Yes, everyone's in agreement with that.
What's going on in your head, not on your arm?
That is the whole point of this exercise, is for you to find out just what is going on in my head. You don't need to ask for it. I'll just come out and give it. It's all in my head stuff.
I don't mean down there, I mean...
Okay, you're gonna have to be quiet. Please. Well, the other thing was, okay, so it was either fucking hard or possibly gay. Possibly. No? Good. Well, no, actually not good. Okay, not supposed to say that. Doesn't matter either way. Like I said, we've all fucking heard me speak now, so we know that I'm not hard. And actually not gay either. Though, one time or other in my life, I have sort of tried being both of those things.
Hard and gay.
Hard and gay. And both situations just ended up crying. Just from experience, I don't like fists or dicks near my head. Shouldn't do that. That will encourage your opponent. So, you say I've got a dog as well. This is so fitting. He's mental. I've got a cockapoo. I just wanted to seem a bit dangerous. I called her Bella. Mission accomplished. I've got this cockapoo. Like when I first brought Bella home, I looked at her documents and I saw that she's got the same birthday as me. Who is that? I think it was that moment that I realised that we are soulmates. Not that she's like a past love of mine who's been reincarnated as a dog. I just mean I'm one of those weirdly unlucky people whose soulmate is actually a dog. Which is sad. No, what? Which makes it all the more depressing. I actually lost her sort of fairly recently. I was in the park and I lost her for half an hour and I was freaking out. I was running around the park just screaming like, Bella! Bella! Bear in mind, I live in West London, so I was just surrounded by little girls. Not Arabella. Isabella. Bella. It made me realise I came up with just a really unimaginative dog's name. Yeah, you could have done better. Just came up with a shitty normal human name. Better than Fred. Well, no, I could have gone fully, stupid human name and called her like Margaret or Sharon or something. At least would be a bit more interesting. But no, I didn't. I called her Bella. But I actually know someone. There's this French guy who lives near me who called his dog Brexit. He'd be in the park. He's like, "Hey, good Brexit." Oh no, bad Brexit. He was looking at it going, oh my god, this poor Frenchman is very troubled by the negotiations. And his dog is attacking a child. I met this other person who they had an emotional support dog, like to help with their anxiety. And this dog, in the park once, ran out of the park and ran in front of a car and got killed, which is really sad. But if we admit it, it's also kind of funny because it's quite ironic because that couldn't be less emotionally supportive of the dog. Which is massive fail on the dog's part, which is really why you shouldn't get a dog to do the job of a trained and licensed therapist. Because however much you depress a therapist, they're not going to try and kill themselves. Whereas this dog had been with this girl for about a month, and it was just like, this bitch is driving me crazy. I can't handle it. I'm gonna run in front of that car. I'm glad we could laugh at that with a dog in the room. I thought that was going to be tricky. Okay, there's a poodle at the back. It's not a dog. Don't fuck with poodle owners. Don't. They're all proud dog owners. And it's not cut weirdly. It's got like a normal haircut. Speaking of haircuts, the first time I got Bella groomed, I got her home. They gave her back to me with 2 pink bows in her hair and covered in perfume. My first thought was, not right, but my first thought was, oh my god, she is so cute. My second thought was, how dare you fuck with my attempts to raise a gender-neutral dog. My third thought was, oh my god, but she is so cute. Because it does seem at heart that I am a fair weather progressive. The dog haircuts are expensive. I had to start shaving my own head to save money. I also shave it because I'm going bald. Actually, before I started shaving, I googled what to do if you're losing your hair, and this website came up that on it had photos of Ryan Reynolds, Orlando Bloom, and David Beckham. None of those men are losing their hair.
They are.
They're not really.
They are.
They're not. None of them, unless they're coming out really well. Don't ruin the joke. Because we've already ruined the punchline. I can't go to it now. Which really was. So I go. Okay. Ryan Reynolds, Orlando Bloom, and David Beckham. None of those men are losing their hair. Okay. So apparently the best advice this website had for people who are losing their hair: just don't be somebody who's losing their hair. Doesn't count for shit now. Don't tread on another punchline, please. It's all right. I accept your apology. It was actually my dad. It was my dad who first told me that I was losing my hair when I just turned 21. I told him, "Happy birthday is more appropriate." Thanks for the heads up. Yeah. I thought it was quite mean of him that he was telling his son that he was losing his hair while quite arrogantly stroking his own full head of hair. He's a dick. Actually, in his defense, he did say if I wanted, he would pay for me to go and see a hair loss expert. Turns out my dad loves me. Just loves me more with hair. Cheers, Dad. Same with my grandmother. She doesn't like my shaved head. I think like a lot of sort of old-fashioned people, she would rather I just had like a shit receding hairline with a bald patch.
Aren't you more virile?
Yes.
Yeah.
we could go into the science of it, which I learned at the hair loss expert. It involves enzymes and hair follicles moving closer to the surface because of said enzymes and testosterone's effect on the enzyme. But it's not comedy, is it? It's not. That is science. Okay. It's almost the opposite of comedy. Okay. So we just turned science into comedy. So that's fucking alchemy, isn't it? Woo! Okay. Okay. So she doesn't like my grandma, but whatever, fuck her, it's my choice. Has anyone else noticed this? Like I've noticed this with my grandma, that I am the one who always has to get in contact with her. Like I'm the one that has to call her. What? If this was any other friendship, I would have sacked her off years ago. She's just not pulling her weight. Okay. Or the other possibility is I am the one who's just not getting the hint. Okay. When I call her, she looks and she's like, oh my god, it's this douchebag again. When is he going to get the message? This is embarrassing. No, of course, my grandmother loves hearing from me. Since my grandfather died, I'm the only one who sees her. Yeah, okay, that's not funny. Just mean. I would say that I did actually. I went and saw her last week, and she gave me an early Christmas present. And I got home and I was sending her a message saying, thank you for the prezi. And Arthur mentioned it, or someone mentioned it, how like corrective text, how it always changed. When he let you say fuck, how it will let you say, instead of thank you for the prezi, thank you for the prosy. Who has ever written that word in that context? Why people go and visit a prostitute and then afterwards go, well, that was awfully good, I'm just going to message the pimp and say, thank you very much for the prosy. Really nice. And please, manners go a long way, people. I don't know, I was actually, a few years ago, I was at my grandmother's again, and someone came up to me and said, you really shouldn't cry over spilt milk. I said, it's not so much the milk, it's the fact that my grandfather was holding the milk when he had a heart attack. And you're a little bit chippy for a paramedic. Why don't you get back to work? He's not breathing. Oh, it's a little bit dark.